So the reason we focused on one turbine at the sites, this is due to the current legislation being that the electricity that you actually produce at the site and then is used on the site is worth the full retail value that you would have paid, so say 18 cents. If you're then going to go over what the site would use and sell this back, you're actually going to incur a lot of costs selling it back to the grid, and you're probably only going to make about, say, 4.5 cents for each kilowatt of electricity produced. So at least as of now, it's more cost effective to actually use whatever you produce at these sites, and the wastewater facility and the landfill being huge power consumers on the island.
How much do they cost us in electricity?
Well, the landfill site actually uses 1.7 million kilowatt hours peak annually. I don't know what that actually comes out to in dollars, but that's a huge amount of power being used. And I think the Surfside wastewater treatment facility is around 600,000.
Don't they pay for that though, Barbara?
They do, but if we can reduce the costs,
then we don't pay them as much.
It's a tax
The tax, yeah.
Okay.
that you'd be saving with
Tax
these with net
go to
metering.
the DPW entrance.
Okay. All right, so go ahead.
Yeah, so that's really just the current legislation right now really favors these smaller projects, which, I mean, it doesn't really make economic sense when, you know, buying one turbine as opposed to many. I mean, as of now, it's more cost effective, but
Oh, they're locked up.
should definitely be a change. Oh.
Is there another
I
entrance?
think,
Yeah, there's one more right there.
Oh, okay. So now, why did you guys get involved in this? Why you and not some professional outfit?
Well, the Worcester Polytechnic Institute has these IQP projects where they have students focus on an issue that is a crossroads between technology and social issues. So the town of Nantucket engaged 4 groups of Worcester students to come here, and they worked on various topics. There's one working on our wind energy research. There's one working on housing issues. Another one is looking at creating a walking tour for the NHA and all of their properties, which would be an interactive walking tour. And the other is working with redesigning the exhibits at the Mariah Mitchell Institute.
Okay, wow, that's really cool. So how many kids do we have out here right now?
13 of us total.
Yeah.
Okay,
13.
7 of you
I think it
working
was
on this.
amazing.
There's 4 of us
4 of
working
us,
on this
okay.
project.
Yeah.
Do we go out here?
Let's
Right
go
this
up to the office on the right park. There's a nice view from up there.
We're right now at the Madaket landfill,
Yeah.
and this is one of the proposed sites that our team studied regarding implementing land-based wind turbines on Nantucket. And as you can tell, it's not a very windy day here today, but here you can feel all the wind. So
It's very windy.
this would probably be a good location for the wind turbine because it's already cleared because of the.
Would it be on the hill?
No, it would not be on the hill. It would be. We're not sure where. There's
But there's maybe in this flat
3 or
area
4
behind you?
different sites that were studied around that's on the DPW land, but around the landfill. So could be somewhere behind that tower or something like that. Also, you can see this communications tower. It's 467 feet tall.
Yeah.
The tallest turbines we're looking at are maybe 300 feet.
Oh,
So
okay.
you would not be near the height of that.
Now, well, why wouldn't they be? Why wouldn't we use a really giant one instead of something? Why wouldn't we get something really huge?
Well,
With the ones bigger than the 1.5, they don't really work.
Oh, really?
They're very noisy. There's a lot of vibrations because, as I mentioned, the 1.5 megawatt turbine has 122 foot blades. When you get to the 1.8s and even larger, the blades are huge, so there's vibrations because the air is at different speeds, at different
So
altitudes.
the biggest ones they make are how tall?
I have no idea.
Probably close to 4.
I would think they are because
Yeah.
when I was in
More.
Denmark, I
They
saw
have
some
4.5
gigantic.
megawatt, yeah.
Yeah.
They
All right.
get large.
Let me ask you.
There's another spot we can drive to.
Okay. How much does an average house use in electricity a year?
I
You
looked
guys
that
better
up
know
14
that.
weeks ago, and I do not remember.
You do
I
not
want to
re-
say 920 something, but I don't remember what. Kilowatt hours?
Yeah.
A month?
Yeah.
920 kilowatt hours a month? A year?
900.
I don't know.
Well, see, that's a question that needs to be answered because I mean.
I
if
know
this-
that you can get that information. I did our report. I just can't remember it offhand.
All right. If at some point we can store electricity, have you looked into that?
We did not look into storage because the current storage mechanisms, whether they be like flywheels or batteries, are currently very expensive. The one idea that was proposed on the island was to, if Nantucket starts getting more electric cars, you can plug the cars in during the lower consumption times for the electricity, such as at night when there's often pretty steady winds. So you could be charging the cars when you're not using them for lights and everything else in your homes.
Okay, so that is interesting.
It's a future thing. We didn't study that, but it's definitely good potential for the future of Nantucket.
Do you see a time when we do actually have like storage stations that, whether they're batteries or some other form, and we store the electricity and everything that we use energy-wise could be used through getting it from the wind? Is there enough wind here to store enough electricity that we would not need to heat? We could use it for heat and for transportation.